What if I told you that some of the most powerful and admired animals on the planet, the tiger, the elephant, and the meerkat, exist thanks to evolutionary decisions so extreme they now verge on collapse? They are not mistakes, but they are not safe designs either. They are biological gambles that worked. For now. The tiger, Panthera tigris, represents, for many biologists, the most refined terrestrial predator evolution has ever produced. Every aspect of its anatomy appears optimized for a single task: killing silently. Yet this absolute specialization is also its greatest weakness. Unlike other large felines, the tiger is an extreme solitary hunter. According to studies published in Nature Ecology and Evolution, more than 90% of its reproductive success depends on the availability of large prey within vast, continuous territories. There is no room for rapid adaptation. If the ecosystem fragments, the tiger does not negotiate. It disappears. Its stripes, unique to each individual, are not decorative. They function as disruptive camouflage in dense forests, breaking up the body's outline even at close range. Research from the Smithsonian National Zoo and Conservation Biology Institute shows that prey detect movement before shape. The stripes interfere with that process, but this visual perfection comes at a cost. The tiger depends almost entirely on stealth. It cannot sustain long-distance chases like canids. A failed attack is not just a mistake, it is a critical energy loss. From an evolutionary perspective, the tiger bet everything on a single strategy. It did not diversify. It did not build redundancy. Evolution did not make the tiger adaptable. It made it precise. And in a changing world, absolute precision can be a sentence. The tiger's body is a high-demand machine. Its muscles require enormous amounts of energy even at rest. Metabolic studies cited in Nature indicate that an adult tiger must regularly capture large prey to avoid a negative energy balance. This explains its extreme territorial behavior. A single male may control more than 100 square kilometers. When that space shrinks, due to roads, agriculture, or human settlements, the system collapses. Unlike more generalist species, the tiger cannot easily change its diet or behavior. It does not adapt. It persists, or it dies. Even its reproduction is slow. Females produce few cubs, with long intervals between litters. From a population standpoint, this is an enormous risk. Once again, evolution chose quality over quantity. The tiger was not designed to survive human pressure. It was designed for a world that almost no longer exists. The elephant, Loxodonta africana and Elephas maximus, is the largest land mammal to have ever existed. For millions of years, its size granted it an unquestionable advantage. No predator could challenge it. But that same size is now its greatest vulnerability. From an evolutionary standpoint, growing so large involves extreme trade-offs. An elephant must consume more than 150 kilograms of vegetation per day and travel vast distances to find food and water. According to the Smithsonian Institution, its survival depends on continuous landscapes, something increasingly rare. Its gestation lasts nearly 22 months, the longest in the animal kingdom. This drastically slows population recovery. Each calf is a massive biological investment. Yet the elephant's brain, one of the largest and most complex, granted it memory, social learning, and deep emotional capacity. Cognitive studies published in Nature Neuroscience show that elephants recognize individuals after decades and transmit knowledge across generations. Evolution did not just make them large, it made them aware. The elephant survived thanks to its size, until size stopped being an advantage. Elephants possess complex social structures led by matriarchs. These older females store critical information about migration routes, water sources, and threats. When they die, often due to poaching, the group loses more than an individual. It loses knowledge. From an evolutionary perspective, this is extraordinary. Few species rely so heavily on cultural memory for survival. But it is also dangerous. The loss of leaders can break the entire system. The elephant cannot quickly start over. Its history matters. Its past matters. Evolution gave the elephant memory, but did not protect it from a world that neither forgets nor forgives. The meerkat, Suricata suricata, seems insignificant by comparison. Small, light, vulnerable. And yet it has survived in some of the harshest environments on Earth. Its secret lies not in the body, but in cooperation. According to behavioral studies published in Nature, meerkats possess one of the most complex social systems among small mammals. They live in groups where some individuals sacrifice their own reproduction to care for the offspring of others. From an individualistic logic, this makes no sense. But evolution does not select isolated individuals. It selects systems. Meerkats take turns standing guard. They emit specific alarm calls for different predators. They teach pups how to handle dangerous prey like scorpions, removing the stinger before allowing practice. Each individual is weak. The group is formidable. The meerkat survived not by being strong, but by abandoning individual strength. Yet this hyperdependence on the group comes at a cost. If the group fragments, the individual dies. The meerkat is not designed for solitude. It has no backup plan. Reproduction is also controlled by a dominant pair. If that pair disappears, the group may collapse into internal conflict. Studies documented by Smithsonian Magazine show high rates of infanticide during these periods of instability. Cooperation, taken to the extreme, becomes fragile. Evolution turned the meerkat into a master of community, but useless outside it. The tiger bet on individual perfection. The elephant bet on size and memory. The meerkat bet on absolute cooperation. None of these strategies is safe in a changing world. As Stephen Jay Gould, frequently cited in Nature, explained, evolution does not produce ideal solutions, but historical ones. They work as long as conditions remain stable. When conditions change, specialization becomes a trap. Evolution does not guarantee the future, it only explains the past. The tiger, the elephant, and the meerkat are not relics of the past. They are living warnings. They show that even the most impressive designs can fail when the environment changes too quickly. They are not disappearing because they are weak. They are disappearing because they are extraordinarily specific. Protecting them is not an act of nostalgia. It is an acknowledgement that life, in its most complex forms, always walks the edge of balance. Because these creatures should not exist, and yet they do, for now.